Hello there everybody, Sabana92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Irae Amantes Amentes. I left myself on a bit of a cliffhanger and left everybody else, and I kind of blue-balled myself to oblivion at this point. So, why even bother waiting? Let's just go ahead and throw ourselves in with freaking Tarifa versus Lisa. Darkness condensed and whirled within her hand until it gained density and took up the form of her weapon. It was a mask, glistening with blackened blood and made of thousands upon thousands of human skins, all of them from infants. Much like this sacred shroud of Turin that displayed the face of the saint, it was a maledicting death mask binding the dead to the world of the living.
Pallida morus. それを出してどうするのです。まさか私に。
黙りなさい。
Her sharp voice sliced the air as she hastily built up her resolution.
させない。絶対にそんなこと。あの子は生かすと私は決めたの。
では、テレジアは死ねとおっしゃる？
そうよ。
Oh! It was heart-wrenching, but she was unable to save everyone and had to make a choice. The decision completely tore her apart once, and she came too far to change it now. If she did, her 6 decades would become meaningless.
あなたなんかに、自分の気持ちが誰のものかもわからないあなたなんかに、私を否定させはしない。自分が強くなるためだけに、怪物の体を受け入れたあなたなんかに。
Oh!
それはあなたも同じでしょう。結局、最初の問いが図星ですか。イザークは父親に似すぎていたから愛せない。ヨハンは出来損ないだから愛せたと。
I feel upset that I could remember the name Aesop, but I couldn't remember Johan, who's like arguably one of my most favorite anime villains. For anybody who has watched Naoki Urasawa's Monster, you sir, that or madam, or whatever you identify as, you have excellent taste.
俗ですね。実に素晴らしき醜さだ。あなたはバビロン。やはりテレジアの母としてふさわしくない。いや、そもそも最初から女であっても母ではなかったということでしょうね。なぜならどちらも育てていない。産んで捨てるだけならばそこらのメス犬でも可能なことだ。
Oh God. Oh. Oh. Ow. Oh! Her loud voice drowned out his vilification and summoned the corpse warrior. Donning the mask and wielding pure violence, an amalgam of destruction and death stood before Trifa.
無駄です。わかっているでしょう。
And yet he responded with a disinterested, disappointed, and irritated voice fit for someone shooing away a common mosquito. Trifa's height edged towards 2 meters, but even he paled in comparison to the humanoid beast whose ominous majesty was reminiscent of a wicked god's effigy. Kane's unyielding muscles and deathly pale skin under which no blood would flow were both ghastly and menacing, representative of the madness within every inch of his gargantuan body.
たとえ彼でも生産杯は壊せない。
Never thought I'd get to see this kind of matchup, so this will be interesting. Or that or short-lived, and I'm just getting my hopes up. The lump of iron raised high surpassed the priest's own sizable shape, but he didn't even flinch and continued to stand like a withered branch the wind could not sway. With a distinct aura of absolute supremacy around him, he was the image of a parent grown tired of a child's tomfoolery. Heaving an almost resigned sigh, he spoke.
是非もない。死にますか。あなたはここで終わった方がテレジアの心も壊れずに済む。親に見限られるこの嘆きなど私は二度と見たくないのだ。
Yo, Sakura! Found your brother!
一番壊れているのはあなたよ。
And so crumbled a 10-odd-year family loosely tied by a single girl. It was safe to say that the only thing destroyed and shattered by the strike of the lumbering greatsword was their emotional bond. However, all of that aside, a certain abnormality was on the verge of entering reality. Lisa, Trifa, Ren, and Kay, none of them were aware until the very moment it became apparent. The chills and terrors permeating my body made me look up at the sky in absolute shock. Even while jumping back from Sakurai's fiery pursuit, I couldn't ignore what had just happened.
まさか。
第4が開いたようね。
Well, shit, that was quick! Nausea built up within me as my neck started to creak and ache. I felt exactly like I did when they took the club and knew I wasn't only imagining it. Hundreds of souls had just been harvested somewhere within the city. I could tell.
多分ベイでしょう。これであと4つ。
Oh! Oh! Huh.
そしてここで5つ。
Y'all know who that means! My panic reached unprecedented heights. Damn it, I had no time for this. I had to hurry after Sister Lisa and stop her.
だからそれはさせないと言ったでしょ。
Okay, so it was a swastika elsewhere. Got it. Her horizontal slash betrayed the sword's length and reached me from a distance of almost 10 meters. I barely avoided it by bending myself backwards, but still suffered a cut on my chest.
火は不定形。
Duh? And as such, it could expand, rendering distance completely meaningless.
これで分かったでしょ。私の方が強い。
I can stop time though.
ずっとそうやって避け続ける？それもいいけど、あなたに私を倒す手はない。
Fire could be neither caught nor cut. I wasn't able to block or attack, so avoiding her onslaught was all I had left. How could I get out of this?
仮に今日ここで綾瀬さんが死んだとする。そしたらあなたはどうするの？
Probably slaughter everyone in his way? I clenched my teeth, listening to Sakurai utter that very same question in an unbefittingly cold voice.
俺は生きてるやつのことしか考えない。死んだやつのためと言って死んだやつのせいにするのはお断り？ああ、本当にかっこいいよね、藤井君は。幸せでおめでたくて想像力のない腹の立つ人。そして本当にそれを実行できるなら強いけど冷たい人ね。誰も愛したことがないんでしょ。
Oof. Ooh.
そういえばあなた芸家にも言ってたわよね。死人との再会だなんて、そんなことを望むやつは頭がおかしい。
Her shoulders trembled as she hanged her head, silently chuckling at my phrase, mocking it with her very soul, and cursing my existence for ever sake.
ご名答よ。私はおかしい。こんなのとても正気じゃやってられない。
She pissed.
いい君よ。ざまみよ。あなたも私と同じになる。それでどうするの？その時あなたは何を選ぶ？私と一緒に残るスワスチカを開いていく？いいわよ。一緒に頑張りましょう。二人で競争しながら捧げてさ、仲良く並んでハイドリ引き用にお願いしようよ。私たちの大事な人を返してください。あと4つ開いて黄金連戦を完成させれば死人だって生き返る。
You poor child.
安い取引よ、藤井君。名前も知らないどこかの誰かを1000か2000か殺すだけでなくしてしまったかけがえのない人を取り戻せる。それが私の望む奇跡。この町のスワスチカがなす不死の創造。いやおうもない。
With her blade pointed at me, Sakurai shouted the motive behind all her killing and fighting. There were deceased people she wanted to resurrect, so she offered blood sacrifices to give birth to that miracle. Hers was an ultimate love, earnest, pure, beyond the measures of virtue and impossible for a standard homicidal maniac. Being likened to a villain by a guy who knew nothing of her case probably vexed her no end. However...
ふざけろ。
Her overwhelming simplicity made me dizzy. She was an idiot. Foolish beyond measure.
そいつらにも大事な人はいただろうって。綺麗事よ。私にとっての唯一無二はそこらのうぞうむぞうと比べられない。
当たり前だ。
I didn't like decorative words either. The value of life could be greatly influenced by even the most minor shifts in perspective.
お前自分で言っても気づかないのか。
何を？
She was so saddening and pathetic that I just had to say it. If she treasured and loved those people as much as she claimed, then nothing she could offer would ever balance the scales.
かけがえがないってことは替えが利かないってことだ、クソバカ。1000か2000かそれっぽっちで戻るもんなんざ安っぽすぎて唯一でも無二でもねえんだよ。
Kasumi, Shiro, Himuro, Marie, and the people Sakurai lost would never and should never be returned in exchange for a price that meager.
地球とだって釣り合ってたまるか。お前がやってることは舐めてんだよ。ふざけんじゃねえ。
Damn!
そんなクソくだらねえもんのために俺のものは渡さない。お前はそこらのゴミ山でも漁ってろ。
ゴミ？
My angered voice caught her off guard and momentarily surprised her.
ゴミと言ったの？取り消せ。
ゴミだろうがよ。お前らがひねり殺したエキストラで生き返る命なんか。
Also, kind of adding on to this, you put a valued number on something that you consider irreplaceable. That kind of contradicts what you're... You know what, never mind. Whether 1,000 people or 10,000, Sakurai said it was a small price to pay. She claimed they were all worthless compared to the dear people she had lost. Thus, a treasure retrieved by an offering of something worthless would be nothing more than that.
人殺しが蘇生だ不死身だのずうずうしい。ゴミくずいくら寄せ集めても黄金になんかなるわけないんだ。お前は安い取引で好きなものの価値を下げてるんだよ。
There we go!
うるさい！うるさい！うるさい！うるさい！うるさい！あなたに何がわかる？何もなくしてないくせに、のうのうと今まで生きてきただけのくせに、私の一体何が？
Fuck! The anger became an explosion. She transformed into propulsive power. Her face contorted from rage. Sakurai kicked off the ground with a piercing cry.
何がわかるって言うのよ！
I kinda do, because we already had your rap. Oh, wait a minute, that's a different timeline. Sorry! Continue. With a violent explosion of emotion, she burst towards me. Oh.
見苦しい。貴様の負けだ、小娘。
There she is! And instantly had something crush her.
No.
I could neither process nor understand what just happened.
そして貴様の口はよく回るな、小僧。さすがはクラフトの大体か。
Oh my. Still laying on the ground from the aftertaste of the mysterious pressure that crushed her, Sakurai gazed up at the sky with a look of dread on her face. I followed the direction of her eyes and instantly noticed the irregularity. A magic circle of striking red environed the entire hospital area while radiating with power great enough to instantly destroy everyone within. I felt like I was on the palm of a giant. The deep crimson circle embodied flame itself, but both its heat and wickedness were a dimension beyond that of Sakurai's. Let's get a good look at this. Look at that. Just get a good look at that. I'm already feeling crushed right now. I could only liken them to hellfire.
ラインハルト。
Wrong. That was Rubedo.
全員動くな。アリの一匹も逃がさん。
Oh my! Sakurai uttered the person's name in a trembling voice. Indeed, that was.
我が君より命を受けて推測。もって大悟を開き、同輩らを呼ぶ先駆けとする。清掃13騎士団黒煙卓第9大隊長 エレオノーレ・フォン・ビッテンブルグ・サミュエルセンター。
はい。
さあ参れ、クラフトの落とし子。私のローゲでハイドリッヒョウへ捧げる刃の切れ味を見てやろう。生蔵ならば骨も残らんと思え。
Okay. Okay. High above, clad in whirling crimson flames, the incarnation of scorching heat tore a large hole in the air and made her presence known. With a single glance, I could tell her power far exceeded ours. Like Reinhardt, she was an entity more fit for hell itself than our human realm. Could I win against her? Damn it. I couldn't see the slightest chance. Hey, Sunset. Upon noticing the abnormality, Trifa and Lisa sprang away from each other. The giant cadaver stood still between them and abated their varying intensity.
参りましたね。噂をすればというやつですか。
His murmur carried a hint of frustration unbefitting his warm nature, but the circumstances made it no less than agreeable.
ザミエル卿、随分と気が早いではないですか。
She simply couldn't wait. If all went as intended, the battalion commanders would only make their advent after the release of the Fifth Swastika, and when a certain other condition was met. By ignoring those factors and forcing it, they could only appear as incomplete shadows of their true selves, just like Reinhardt. Nonetheless, the lady was indeed menacing. Even with most of her power sealed away, she was still beyond the ability of anyone present. Trifa did expect her intrusion, but he gravely underestimated the forces she would bring. Seeing the opportunity, he instantly decided on what to do.
一時休戦としましょう、リザ。こんなことをしている場合ではない。どうやらザミエル卿、大悟を開く命を受けておられるようだ。わかるでしょう。すでに照準を合わせられている。
Every single inch of the hospital area was within Rubedo's grasp. The situation was comparable to having a giant gun barrel peeking down from the sky. If she pulled the trigger, both the people and buildings would become dust. But even if she didn't, escape was impossible. With their lives in Samuel's hands, one could only agree it wasn't the time for petty squabbling.
それならあなたが彼女の前に出ていけばいいでしょ。
Lisa's response was cold and emotionless. She knew that his proposition always had ulterior motives behind them, so she couldn't just follow them blindly.
ザミエル、エレオノーレにあなたを攻撃することなどできないわ。今すぐその怨霊を解いて矢面に立ちなさいわ。そうすれば彼女もこの檻を開けるしかない。
The funny thing is, it's kind of like with Reinhardt. Anytime that, like, I guess I'm still kind of learning a little bit here with Schreiber, it's giddy madness. With Machina, it's stoic, power. Samuel makes me want to shit myself. Wait, shit.
正論ですが、そういうわけにもいかないのでね。
He scares me, basically. I mean, then again, Reinhardt scares me too, but I don't know. There's something about Samuel that just kind of makes you want to either stand at attention or just fruitlessly try to hide. Even under the current circumstances, he had his presence dimmed to a minimum. Lisa was the only one currently aware of his existence in the hospital. Lisa wasn't exaggerating when she said that no one could find the priest, should he genuinely wish to remain hidden. After all, he managed to fool even Eleanor, even when she had the whole area in the palm of her hand. Lisa wanted to know his motive.
ザミエル卿はその奇襲も技も大味な方ですから、索敵を得てとしない。私としてはそこにつけ込みたいのですよ。あなたにとっても私が出て行ったところで益などないのではないですか。あの方は今我々が争っている人物の生死になど興味がない。それはつまり
誰かが彼女を守らなければならない。そうね。そしてそれをあなたに任せろと。
Oh boy.
現状あなたはザミエル教に捕捉されている。そこのカインも同様に。であれば私がやるしかないでしょう。そして私ならば彼女の法にも耐えられる。
I believe it. I believe it.
どちらの増年金とを使うかという争いは後日改めて決着をつければよいでしょう。現実問題として私も今彼女を失っては困るのだから。
利害は一致している、そう言いたいわけね。
しかりいかがか。
お断りよ。
I'm not even surprised by that. Quick and clear, Lisa discarded his proposal.
彼女を守る者がいる。なるほど、その通りよ。あなたは正しい。確かにエレオノーレはここにもう一人増年キントがいると言っても政党が無事なら問題なしと断ずるでしょう。
Indeed. Which I already know that Kasumi is like a not as good Sonnen kind.
それどころか純度を下げる邪魔者として積極的に処分しようとしかねない。彼女がどういう性格かはあなたより私の方が知っている。
ではどうしてそれほど私が信用ならぬと。
I mean...
違うわ。言ったでしょ。あなたは正しい。
ならば
Her unreasonable response made Trifa raise an eyebrow in doubt. He couldn't see why she was being so stubborn with it when a literal gun was pointed straight at them.
まさかリザ、あなたは己が手で彼女を救いたいとでも言うのですか。それで何か G のような達成感にでも浸りたいと。くだらない。現実を知りなさい。あなたが今不用意に動けばザミエル教は引き金を引く。その時残るのは私だけだ。そんなオチに何の意味があるという。
だからあなたは。
Lisa sighed with resignation, disappointment, and pity she couldn't hide even if she tried. Why couldn't he understand it? Why was he so distorted? He wasn't like this in the past. When she met him, he might have looked undependable and meek beyond compliment, but he was still human. A child of God devoted to his service, often grieving for humanity's virtues and wickedness. He escaped into the golden divine vessel to overcome that grief, but that might have just have been his greatest disaster.
強固すぎる外角をまとったせいでもう人の心は読めないのね、神父様。昔のあなたが持っていた力、それがどれだけ重荷だったかは知らないけど、そんな殻にこもっているから中身が腐っていくんでしょう。風通しが悪すぎてずっと傷が治らない。
The inside was festering and inflamed. He might have been unaware of it, but the priest he used to be was worn out and crumbled, and the divine vessel was completely empty. But perhaps filled with a swirling chaos of boiling rot.
何にせよこういうことよ。私もあなたもふさわしくない。彼女を守るならそれは藤井君の役なのよ。あの子の安全を託すのに彼ほどふさわしい人はいない。だって所詮私たちは殺人でしかことをなせない人でなしでしょ。守るなんておこがましいわ。だからね。
Oh! The next moment, Lisa forced her thumb into her right eye.
あなたはそこでずっとおとなしくしていなさいな。目を置いていくから動けばカインに攻撃させる。
Okay. Then, the ruby inlaid into the giant's mask became a human eyeball. The empty socket in Lisa's face was already being filled with a new eye, but it was probably dysfunctional. She left her eyeball with Kane to act as a surveillance camera.
いくらあなたでも戦いながら身を隠すことはできないでしょ。じゃあね、バレリア。もしかしたらこれが根性の別れかもしれないけど。
待ちなさい。
As Lisa turned around and began to make her leave, Trifa spoke to her in a silent voice, void of any anger or frustrations and unbefitting someone whose movement was sealed. It was peaceful, like that of a caring brother talking to a darling sister.
これでお別れやもしれぬというなら、その名はやめてもらえませんかね。正直、締まりが悪いのですが。
別にいいでしょ。バレリアで十分よ。ハイドリヒ教のアニマに引きずられているあなたなんか。
Valeria is feminine? I figured it'd be kind of like a unisex name. You learn something new every day.
今ここにいる男は藤井君だけ。だから女を助けるのは男の仕事で、そんな彼を助けてあげるのは私の仕事。
Her tone carrying a hint of jest, Lisa started to go up the stairs. She probably planned to impose some of her ideas on Eleanor, but Trifa deemed it a fool's errand.
しかしどうでしょうね。
Having been left behind, Trifa began to ponder. Lisa's eye was nested in the mask, providing her with a visual feed of all it saw. Indeed, it rendered him unable to move. He put that aside, however, as something else tugged at his mind.
リザ、妙なことを言っていましたね。今ここにいる男は藤井君だけ。
Oh no.
なぜあなたが頭数に入っていないのだ、カイ。
Oh no. It was a marionette, a dead puppet. Number 2 of the obsidian table was but a tool without a self. Thus, it could be completely reasonable to not recognize him as a full-fledged human, but such a cold realism was unlike Lisa Morel. Did she simply forget to use the wrong words, or perhaps...
それで正しいのか。
Trifa emotionlessly gazed up at the towering giant silently looking down on him, after which one side of his mouth rose up to distort into a grin.
爪が甘かったですね、リザ。人がいいのも結構ですが、戦場でうっかり本音など口にするべきではない。ああ、どうやら本当にさようならだ。去り際のあなた、背に死神が乗っていましたよ。
With the giant still looking at him, the priest sounded a silent, grieving laugh and bid his comrade goodbye. Within the darkness that could end at any moment, the two irregularities stared at one another without even flinching.
動くなと言ったはずだが、相変わらず人の話を聞かん女だ。まあよい。
Sorry. Standing on the rooftop water tower, the Crimson Woman considered me, her gaze replete with scorn. I assumed she was talking about Sister Lisa.
立て、小娘。行動を許可する。ここまで上がってくるがいい。何やらメス犬が意見愚信をしたいようだが、奴のざれ言など聞く耳持たん。貴様が相手をしておけよ。私は任務を果たさねばならん。
After being practically flattened by the attacks, Sakurai awkwardly got up and glared at me as if she had something to say. Her body was flesh and bone again, likely due to the powerful strike. She leapt towards the rooftop while kicking off streetlights and walls. I couldn't see her anymore, but I didn't care, and couldn't mind her even if I tried.
さて、貴様にはマイレと言ったはずだがな。小僧。
No, I like living, to be fair. Eleanor von Wittenberg, a battalion commander of the Obsidian Round Table, the commanding presence of the Crimson Knightess, rejected even the possibility of idle thoughts. A fact I realized to a sickening degree just by standing in front of her. Her soul, its scope and density all transcended the realm of the ordinary. While Reinhard was dreadful because I couldn't even gauge his limit, the power of the woman before me was perceivable, making my fear of her more precise and genuine. At the very minimum, her soul encompassed a single army of several tens of thousands. I knew it wasn't the kind of thing to be easily measured, but the number had to be at least 10 times greater than that of Sakurai's. With that in mind, I couldn't help but ponder the difference in power between us.
どうした？来んのか？そうしていても活路はないと分かっているはずだろう。これは貴様の距離ではあるまい。はあ、それとも。
Her long hair of sanguine blazing crimson swayed and rustled, making chills run down my spine.
私の技を見抜いているのか？
Maybe. Just shit! Ow. Right when I followed my instincts and jumped away, a pillar of fire burst out right where I stood.
いい勘だ。まずは9台。しかし、逃げるだけか。
She followed up with a barrage of continuous explosions, filling the area with flames and dust. The once familiar surroundings of the hospital were now reminiscent of minefields. Or grounds that had been thoroughly ravaged by carpet bombing. She was right. This was beyond my preferred combat range. If I wasn't at melee range where my right arm could reach the enemy, I had no means of attacking. However, my instincts told me not to get close to her. She wasn't a sniper, but a gunner. Therefore, carelessly reducing the distance between us would only make it easier for her to hit me. Not to mention my position was already disadvantageous. Eleanor was on the rooftop, at least 20 meters above me. It wasn't a distance I could jump, and even if I could, I'd only become the perfect target. Running into the hospital was out of the question. I couldn't even begin to guess how many would die if we chose to do battle inside. Basically, I was checkmated. She was a ranged attacker with the higher ground. There was nothing I could do against her. A headlong charge towards her would only work if her destructive power was low, and it was the exact opposite of that. A single hit would instantly incapacitate me. As much as I wanted to call her unfair, that'd be a stupid thing to say. Eleanor was a war maker, and these were her tactics. Sister Lisa was completely right. I was downright naive to think it'd be a one-on-one battle. Shit, fuck. What should I do? What can I do?
撃つってなしか。あまり落胆させるなよ。貴様、そのざまでハイドリヒ卿に具戦を回せる気なら死ぬがいい。鍛え直せとは言われたが、殺すなとも言われておらん。
Okay, now I'm just kind of imagine Reinhardt just sitting in his throne like, oh shit, I forgot to kind of bring that up, didn't I? Oh well, I'm pretty sure everything will turn out fine.
さあ、どうする？
I shuddered as I sensed more pillars of fire. However, unlike the previous ones, which came from the ground, these four were created and released in the empty space surrounding me. My only means of dodging was to jump skyward, but doing so left me hanging in the air at the mercy of gravity, completely defenseless. She did not miss the opportunity and launched more of her crimson flames towards me. The blinding, scorching heat shot me down like a plane. I could neither move nor muster a single word. The intense attack felt like facing a wall of flame and more like a crash into a giant crag. The explosive torrent sent me flying and even left me unable to feel pain.
燃え尽きんか。大したものだ。では、これならどうかな。
Oh, why? I looked up and caught Eleanor within my vision. Flames gathered before her, drawing a symbol in the air. The heat condensed within was incomparable to anything she had thrown at me thus far. Fuck, no. There was no way I could take that hit. It'd all be over like nothing. Even if all I could do was crawl, I had to move out of the way. That attack would evaporate my very soul.
いいぞ、あがけ。避けてみろ。私の方から逃れられた者は一人もおらんが、試してみるがいい。あるいは、これをしのげるか。軍水です。行くぞ。
Persona sound effects. I forced my hands onto the ground and raised my face with an arid scream. With me on a perfect lock-on, the demonic blaze was about to be fired. I had to stand up and get away. My location just couldn't be worse. But even if I dodged the attack, the hellfire would land on the ground and create a giant explosion. It would surely wipe the hospital off the face of the earth. And then Kasumi would... Look, I didn't even want to think of that. Just standing up wasn't an option. Dodging alone wasn't good enough either. There's only one course of action I could take. I forced my feet downwards and directed a lot of power into them. It almost felt like the ground could collapse. With each of my limbs on the ground, I pushed them all with great force to fly into a tremendous jump. My determination and fighting rush made the inner cerebral hormones flow at full capacity, driving my tattered body back into working shape. And with this...
見事英雄的だな。だが
The devilish cannon's angle became horizontal, meaning the fire wouldn't level the hospital. Now I had to...
真っ向勝負か。面白い。
I hung in the air, under lock-on from an undodgeable attack. I could try enduring it. Or maybe... With a roaring flash, the menacing artillery fired a wave that approached me as it gave my vision a crimson tint. The heat and power that could even make steel turn gaseous menaced me like a gargantuan dreadnought. Gaseous, sorry. Locking felt futile, but I was pretty sure no one on the planet could actually take a shot from that thing head-on and live to tell the tale. So I had to split it, to give all that I was and bet everything I had into parting the cannon fire in two. I concentrated my whole nervous system into my right arm and hoped for a miracle. Unreasonable? Reckless? Like I gave a damn. I could do it. I had to do it. I had to believe and bear no doubt. That determination almost ascended to Creed as I turned it into pure power. The guillotine soaring through the air, my battle cry piercing the skies, my soul on the verge of an explosive burst. I could no longer think of what would come next. I believed in Marie more than anyone. I wanted to fulfill her hopes and dreams. I'd return to my day-to-day life and bring her with me into the sunlight. It wasn't beyond my reach, nor was it lost. I had to survive. I couldn't die. I wouldn't die. I'd win this! My consciousness was blown away by the scorching explosion born at the moment the hellfire kissed my blade. Oh boy! A loud reverberation rang out as a blossom of flame bloomed into the night. The scattered cannon fire vanished from before reaching the ground, while the one responsible for the spectacle dropped onto the rooftop with a trail of smoke behind him. Eleanor narrowed her eyes with a grin on her face. Her cannon fire was neutralized, but she didn't show a hint of anger about it. In fact, she commended him from her very core.
私が万全であったなら、などというのは侮辱だな。見せてもらったぞ。素晴らしい息だ。
With only 4 swastikas open, her power was limited to only about half of her full potential. And the attack she had just released wasn't even on the Yetsuda level. All she did was test him. However, Rubido was not one to indulge in trivial games upon the field of battle. She preemptively set a limit on the firepower she'd use, but beyond that, she wasn't holding back at all. By surviving such an attack, the boy was clearly the victor, and the woman had no intention of doing anything to sully the winner's glory. This meant the completion of one of the missions given to her, but...
しかし困ったな。もう一つの任務は依然果たしていない。貴様がそのざまでは、結果を盗んだようで心苦しいではないか。
The opening of the fifth swastika, a mass slaughter and sacrifice of the lives within the hospital. The boy tried desperately to prevent that from happening, but his consciousness couldn't bear the overwhelming pressure and he went out cold, ultimately making the situation less than interesting.
男の意地には応えてやる主義なのだがね。貴様にとってこの地を失うのは敗北だろう。先の一戦は貴様の勝利。ならば2戦目も尋常に行きたいな。私にとって勝利は盗み取るものではない。
I mean, Thank you? At least you're not a... what's the word? At least you're not a sore loser? That's probably very inappropriate.
立ちたまえよ少年。勇者ならば無理を通せ。ハイドリヒ卿は私ほど甘くないぞ。常識を超えてみろ。無から振り絞れるものがその人間の進化だ。
The strength allowing people to stand when their legs could no longer support them, and miracles permitting them to topple overwhelming odds. Every hero in humanity's history had their names praised exactly because they achieved the unachievable. One could call it a privilege of those loved by God. Such people, the word impossible was a trigger to an explosion that propelled them on towards even greater heights. In Eleanor's eyes, there were only two types of people: those who sprouted wings when pressured, and those who didn't. And of course, wings didn't simply refer to the ones that grew on the back. It could be anything that made one soar the heavens, such as...
局面を打開する天使の行為。それもありだ。
Oh!
女神に愛されるのも英雄の条件。
Oh, hi, Marie! Marie materialized before Ren's collapsed body as Lisa entered through the rooftop's entrance. Eleanor gave off a wry chuckle. She looked at one, then the other, and opened her mouth to speak. To Marie, with respect. To Lisa, with derision.
また会いましたな、姫御前。ハイドリヒ卿の近衛を務めるエレオノーレ・フォン・ビッテンブルグと申します。そして貴様とは60年ぶりだな、ブレム。相も変わらず男には節操がないようで結構だよ。
I mean, I think they were all kind of more that way, but yeah.
ああ、それから小娘。貴様にもいくつか言いたいことがあったのを忘れていた。さて、どうしようか。
Kay stood at the side in complete silence, but not even she could escape Eleanor's attention. The Crimson Woman was grinning, yet her true intent remained veiled. Ren stayed unconscious as four women stood within his proximity. Unexpectedly, the first one to bring a spark into the exchange was Marie.
近づかないで。これ以上彼にひどいことさせない。
Jeez, Marie.
だから下がって。それ以上近づいたら絶対許さないんだから。
The warning was inept, and even disappointing. Though it conveyed her earnestness, it wasn't menacing in the least, making her the image of a puppy barking at a dinosaur.
それはつまり我々全員を相手にするという意味ですか。
Marie shook her head. Then after looking at Kay and Lisa, she shifted her glare back at Eleanor and spoke with utmost certainty.
あなただけ。あなた以外は怖くない。
Oh!
なるほど。
Marie's words meant two things. One lay in the clear truth that Eleanor was by far the most dangerous of them all, while the other was that...
他の人たちにその気はない。
Oh. Kay and Lisa had no will to hurt Ren. Eleanor cracked a smile.
しかり、あなたの言う通りだ。これで私の勘が気のせいではないと証明されたわけだ。
Lisa's gonna get killed, isn't she? Eleanor cut her words short and looked at the other two with her previous grin still intact. Kay instantly understood that she had to give a proper response lest something terrible happened and quickly spoke up.
この場の指揮権はあなたにあります、ザミエル卿。私はそれに従うのみで自分の意を持ちません。
Kay's words carried not a shred of falsity. Her and Lisa's presence there might have originated in the orders of the divine vessel, but Eleanor was acting upon Reinhardt's will. Even a fool could see who was higher up on the food chain.
よって今はあなたの命なくして動けません。先ほど言われた通り、私は。
よい、わかった。誰の仕込みかは知らんが、教育が行き届いているようで結構だよ。ただの兵卒だがな、そういう思考の凍結は。それでブレンナー、貴 様はどういうつもりなのだ。
The amused question made Lisa heave a faint sigh. Then, with a theatrical shrug of her shoulders and no hint of fear in her voice, she replied,
ここは私のものだからよ。何をあなたは後から来て好きに仕切っているのかしら。愛も変わらず偉そうな人ね。
kind of curious. Okay, never mind. I thought there'd be like a bit of a different sprite for her eye or some sort of like blood showing from the fact that she ripped out her freaking eyeball. Okay, never mind. I thought there'd be like a bit of a, you know, change, but that's fine, that's fine. Kay was astonished by the unbelievable response. Marie continued to shield Ren as Lisa calmly talked down on her superior, who took it with a grin.
ここにいる人間の生殺与奪は私にある。引っ込んでいなさいよ、エレオノーラ。あなたの出る幕じゃないわ。
Those words seemed to have tickled Eleanor's funny bone.
これはまた随分と余裕がないな、ブレンナー。一体どうした？貴様から喧嘩を売ってきたのはもしや初めてではないのかな。どうしてそれほどこの地を取ることに執心する？
残りの数が合わないからよ。あなたに余計なことをされたら一人あぶれてしまうでしょ。
Including the fifth, the remaining swastikas amounted to 4, which matched the count of the members without a release. Kay, Lisa, Kane, Threefa. If Eleanor were to take the hospital, one of them wouldn't get theirs.
黄金を連成するスワスチカ。その一つ一つに捧げられた魂の数だけ私たちは恩恵を得られる。だから横取りしないでよ。あなたはもうそんなものいらないでしょ。
Kay became lost on what she meant by that, so Lisa gave her a short and straightforward explanation that left no room for misinterpretation.
レオン、彼女は不死なのよ。
Eleanor von Wittenberg had already been blessed with the grace of gold.
あとはマキナとシュライバー。彼らも同じ。ベルリンの生贄で60年前にそうなっている。だから必要ないでしょ。今さらこの場所にある魂くらい。
確かにいるかと言われればいらんよ。だがハイドリヒ教に言われたのでね。大悟は私の手で開けと。つまりあの方はここを使い潰すおつもりなわけだ。翻してそれはすなわち一人切り捨てよという意味でもある。
As if gouging out Lisa's insides, Eleanor looked at her with eyes as cold as ice before forming another grin.
よせよせ、つまらん。長い付き合いだ。貴様の考えることくらい分かっている。どういう理屈かは不明だが、何やら死なせたくない者がいるらしい。私に喧嘩を売って怒らせて、自分が死ぬことで大悟を開くつもりなのか。任務を果たせば私がそれ以上の行為はせんと。まあ確かにそうだがな。
With the same grin ever present on her face, Eleanor made a step towards Marie, who still defended Ren.
待ちなさい。
またん、今更だが私は貴様が嫌いなのだよ。メス犬の口車に乗ってやるなどお断りだ。
Jesus.
死にたければ自害でもしろ。できるか偽善者。いやできまい。貴様はいつも状況に回されるだけの風見鳥だ。殺されなくては死ねまいが。ゲスめ、嘆かわしいよその中途半端。貴様のような女はな、一般に都合がいいというのだよ。私とそしてキルヒアイゼン、同じユーゲントに席を置いた身でありながら、貴様だけはクズ。母だと笑わせるな毒婦が。
Jesus.
そこの小娘、 能なしな貴様に分かりやすい命令をくれてやる。そのアホが動いたら殺せ。選べよブレンナー。何かを成したければ行動に移してみろ。私相手ならともかく、それが相手なら勝てるかもしれんぞ。どう揺れるか不明な天秤に命を乗せる度胸はあるかね。さあ賭けを始めようか。貴様が聖女よろしく身を散らすか、それとも再び己の都合でガキを殺すか。土台私の知らぬところでキルヒアイゼンを死なせた貴様ら、皆殺しにしても飽きたらん。早々に己ら二人どちらかで大悟を開いてしまうのと、私がまとめて殺すやもしれんぞ。
Eleanor ignored Lisa and Kay's gasps and went to stand before Marie. With her height being greater than that of the average man, she affectionately looked down on the blonde girl glaring at her.
ということでしてな、そちらの彼にはあちらのアホどもを煽るためにも踊ってもらわねばなりません。起こしてもらえますまいか。
Well, considering she's asking nicely, and she did say please.
いや、絶対ダメ。
Fair response, fair response, okay, fair enough. Eleanor's words seemed friendly, but they didn't make Marie's refusal any less determined. Almost like the girl was oblivious to the kind of horror such an action would invite upon her.
なるほど。そうやって彼を守ると実に結構。しかしあなたには似た立場として一つ聞きたいことがあるのですがね。
Her hand reached towards Marie.
戦うとは何か、あなたは理解しているのか。
And touched the girl's shoulder. A crimson line appeared on Eleanor's neck and released a spout of blood covering Marie's face, hair, and clothing. She couldn't speak. Even breathing felt a toil. That was what it meant to touch her. As long as Ren was unconscious, her body was nothing but an instrument of death. That was as normal as it was standard. However,
血の何たるかを知っているのか。
Eleanor forced great power into a grip, but aside from failing to understand, Marie couldn't believe what was happening. How could a person live after being decapitated?
聞いていませんでしたかな。私は不死身だ。
The crimson line closed up before the girl's eyes as the blood stopped its flow. The woman had her head cut off, yet came out of it unscathed.
とは申せ、あなたに殺意があればどうなったかわからない。やはり殺人の何たるか、まるで理解がないようだ。
To be fair, Marie really is an innocent girl.
そう、殺すという意志、覚悟。あなたにはそれがない。
だって。
Everyone she ever touched met a swift end. She never questioned it, or thought any more of it. Ren mentioned similar things to her, but Marie couldn't quite comprehend what determination meant.
私はただ5人目になりたいだけなの。だからレンにいなくなってほしくないし、ここにはかすみもいるし。
They were important to her. Why, though? What made them so dear?
レンが一緒ならみんなに触れるし、触ってくれるもの。
故に私を触ると矛盾に気づきませんからな。
She started wanting physical contact and came to understand the pleasure it provided. She realized there was something to earn from it and acknowledged the truth that she actually received it. That made her finally understand what it meant to rob others of someone they held dear. The fear of having it taken away. The heartache of seeing it slip through the fingers. She had never before experienced emotions so strong.
だ、離して。
Marie struggled to set herself free of the woman's grip, but she was afraid to touch her hand. The uniform she borrowed from Kasumi had been sullied with blood, and it was her fault. All her fault. She felt guilt beyond words. It was what Ren told her about. The fear he tried to explain to her. The makings of battle and the meaning behind murder. Her heart seemed to flip and go wild, while her teeth were chattering so much she could no longer speak. Sheer disgust nearly froze her limbs from the ends upwards and down to the bones. He asked if Marie was aware of this sensation, if she was willing to stand by him regardless. Remembering the question, Marie saw Ren as a stupid and terrible bully. The girl didn't want to know this. However,
ならば再びただの道具に戻りますかな。クラフトが彼に与えた見た目麗しいだけのギロチン、あるいはその方が強いかもしれない。ご要望ならすぐにそうして差し上げるが。
she wanted to avoid that at any cost. Marie liked herself the way she was.
私、嫌だ。このままがいい。
With a trembling voice, Marie proclaimed she didn't want to close the hole in her chest and return to her former self. After all, she had done something terrible. Ren would clench his teeth and struggle against fear, pain, and the urge to escape while she stayed blissfully unaware of it like a complete fool.
よろしい。では始めますか。
Eleanor poured more power into her grip and tossed the girl away with great force. She hit the ground a few times before crashing into a wall and turning dizzy. Pain, dread, none of it was familiar to her.
幸せな人だ。生い立ちはどうであれ、自分の血の味すら知らんとはね。あらゆる意味でおぼこなわけか。クラフトの趣味も変質的だな。まあいい。とにかくお望みなら少し教えてあげましょう。触れ合うとは傷つけ合うことを意味する。痛みを学習するのも悪い経験ではない。女はすべからくそれに強くあるべきだ。
Alright, I don't like this. A kick to the stomach sent her flying again. The pain and strain almost made her puke. Had Ren been enduring something like this terrible?
すごい。
Marie spoke while on the verge of tears, her words coming from the bottom of her heart. He was amazing for being able to stay kind to her after enduring such suffering. After all, Marie was a burden, nothing more. She was the very reason why Ren had to go through this nightmare in the first place. Why didn't he ever blame her? Because he thought she wouldn't understand? Or perhaps because it'd be uncool? With the basic amount of knowledge Marie had, those were the only two guesses she could make. She assumed she was completely off the mark. Ren was an amazing person. There was no way someone like her could ever guess his answer, no matter how hard she thought about it.
だから、教えて。
Jesus! She intended to listen better next time. She wanted to fully understand the meaning behind his words and sentiments.
私も、レンみたいになりたいの。
It was the first time she was punched and had blood gushing out of her face. It was painful, brutal, and scary. And it's painful to look at. However, she felt a bit happy, as it brought her closer to him. The conviction driving a person to pull through things as terrible as fighting and murder. Marie believed that to be the definition of determination.
また帰りたいから、行くんだよね。
Which is why she fearlessly, or rather, while swallowing her fears, tried to touch the woman before her. She understood that she was immortal. After all, her real body was elsewhere. Eleanor wasn't unkillable. She merely revived after each death. The girl pondered what had to be done, and though she couldn't word it well, there was something she vaguely understood. She slowly extended her hand to reach out when... Oh! Something firmly held her from behind. She was so close, but the grip instantly made her miss her chance at finishing what she started. Dude!
お目覚めかね。気分はどうだ。
However, something was strange. Marie was so happy she could cry. Ren was angry, but even that seemed to increase her bliss. She must have lost her mind.
何俺の女ボコってんだ。殺すぞ。
Oh! My girl? What?
それは失礼。襲名の一環だったものでね。どうやら効果はあったようだ。
Marie was a bit vexed by the way they ignored her. After all, her actions came as the result of plenty of hesitation, reflection, and consideration. And the way Ren stole the spotlight made him a big stupid meanie in her eyes. Even so, for one reason or another, her face was heating up into a rosy blush.
マリー。
She had no idea having someone call her name could feel so pleasant.
すまない。俺のせいで。痛かったろ。
全然そんなこと。
Ren's words of worry made her heart shake and voice shiver. She believed she was just about fine enough, so...
ねえ、レン。一緒に戦おう。
The surprise in his voice felt very endearing to her. She wanted to surprise him even more and give him all the joy and happiness she could.
一緒に勝とうよ。私が何でもしてあげるから。
あ、何
What the hell happened while I was unconscious? As Rain became flustered, Marie turned to glare at Eleanor. Ren's touch, both gentle and firm, made her all the more assured that she didn't want him to be scorched and turned into ash. She couldn't allow that no matter the cost. Marie made the angriest face she could muster and glared straight at the Crimson Woman.
私の男ボコってんじゃないわよ。誰にも渡さないんだから。
な、
In response, the Crimson Knightess hanged her head and moved her shoulders in a chuckle, both satisfied and pleased.
いいぞ。全く面白い。実に小気味いい短歌だよ。かかってこい。あまりもったいぶっていると、この告白ごと消し飛ばしてしまうぞ。
Oh! Hell yeah! Marie and Ren's feelings synchronized to the point where she could easily tell his next phrase.
させるかよ。
But in but a moment, so fast they surprised themselves, the couple shifted into their battle stance. If she could become a blade able to defeat the immortal woman, Marie earnestly believed that Ren would be the best person to wield her. She wanted to win no matter what. Failure was out of the question. As afraid as she still was, Marie felt glad to be able to share that dread with the boy. She acknowledged that he taught her a lot more than Cagliostro, and was convinced Ren was her one and only. Damn. Oh!
それであなたは何をしているの？
This is literally thumbnailed the novel, dear God. Completely disinterested, Lisa threw a sidelong glance at Kay.
別に何も。命令を守っているだけです。
命令ね。
Exactly as she was told, the girl stood next to Lisa and observed her actions, ready to cut her down the moment she made a wrong move. The one looked down on the blade edging on her neck and sounded a tired sigh.
本当に頭の足りないお嬢さんね。能なし扱いされて何をダクダクと従っているのかしら。
軍隊とはそういうものでしょう。私に言わせればあなたの方が下せない。先ほどザミエル卿が言われたことは本当ですか？死ぬ気だったと。何を考えているのです？
別に死ぬ気はないわよ。彼女は大げさなだけ。
Can we just take a moment just this novel just keeps reminding me that it is basically thumbnail the novel. The amount of artwork that they add into this is fantastic. Also looks freaking awesome. Kay couldn't tell if Lisa spoke the truth. Many would assume she was lying, at least partially.
では私を殺しますか。あなたはどうしてもこの大悟が欲しいのでしょう。今は好機といえば好機だ。
Ren and Eleanor resumed their fight, though it was unlikely to last. The Crimson Woman kept backing away with a derisive grin as Ren continued to chase her. It seemed like a stalemate where the both of them only fought for distance, but it was clear that a slight shift in the balance would end it instantly. Or perhaps...
ザミエル卿は貯めている。まるでカウントダウン。
ここごと全て吹き飛ばすためのね。
The entire area of the hospital was shadowed by Rubido's magic circle. If she set it aflame and made it explode, the power stored inside would instantly evaporate everything within. Naturally, neither Kay nor Lisa were exceptions to that.
だから私なんかに構ってないで、さっさと逃げた方がいいわよ。彼女は昔から威嚇のような真似はしないし、やると言ったら必ずやる。実際に言ってたでしょ。皆殺しにしても飽き足らないって。
Well, to be fair, this is Eleanor we're talking about.
それなんですが。
Kay addressed Lisa with a question.
彼女はベアトリスと恋だったのですか。
Connection is a bit of a weak word on that one.
ええ、直属の上官よ。仲が良かったのかどうかは知らないけど、あの子は彼女に懐いていたわね。
I kind of liked their interactions back in Variable. It was nice.
だからその抜け番のあなたははっきり言って認められていない。本当に殺されるわよ。早く逃げなさい。
It was Foulander, or Foulander, god damn it. The one whose name I am trying so desperately to remember right now. The one that focused specifically on Kai and Beatrice. Mostly. And had some Eleanor in there too.
というか、あなたが逃げてくれないと私も逃げられないのだけど。
それでは大悟をザミエル卿に取られるでしょう。
Thus, Kay couldn't trust her. There was no telling what Lisa would do if she withdrew her sword. The girl was fully aware they had to escape, but she couldn't ignore the danger of leaving herself open to the woman next to her blade. After all, Lisa wanted the fit so bad she actually talked back to Eleanor.
あなたは今、エレオノーレに誘導されて縛られているのよ。目を覚ましなさい。私がいくらなんでもあなたを相手に関与を使うはずないでしょ。そんなに信用できない？
できるはずがない。
Kay spat out a powerful reply that made Lisa produce a pitying smile.
仕方ない。じゃあ、とっておきの札を切るしかないか。
Kane's Beatrice! The flames of the devilish cannon gathered, rose and increased, bringing the release closer by the second. Lisa saw it as her ultimate opportunity.
実は今、ここにはクリストフも来ているのよ。カインは彼のところに置いてきてるの。
Well, there you go! With her focus dropped, Kay's sword trembled ever so slightly when...
間に合わなかったな小僧。さて、これには耐えられるかな。
On the moment of release, Eleanor's extreme concentration drove her mind into a state of trance. Therefore...
今だ。
Valeria Trifa would never ignore such a blatant amount of downtime, no matter how short it was. He quickly passed by the giant cadaver and made haste for the hospital room with the person he sought. However, for one reason or another, and contrary to his expectations, Kane didn't come out. Nani? The giant left from where he was and sprang out towards the rooftop, completely ignoring the priest he supposedly observed.
だから言ったでしょ。誰が誰を助けるのが一番いいかって。
The rooftop's floor broke open and allowed the giant soldier to make his abrupt entrance, surprising Kay, Ren, and Eleanor alike. Lisa, however, knew full well what was going on. And exactly because of that, she was now able to complete her one true objective.
ごめんなさいね、藤井君。本当に勝手なお願いなんだけど。こうなったら、できればレアも 一緒に助けてあげて。
Oh! As I was still surprised by the monster's sudden arrival, he swung his stupidly large lump of iron towards me. The fact I could successfully block it felt nothing short of miraculous. Honestly, the angle and timing of the attack seemed so perfect I almost thought the giant wanted me to succeed. The sheer power of his swing felt like downright cheating. It knocked me down and sent my body straight downwards, making me crash through a whole bunch of floors one after the other until... Oh god. Hi Kasumi. Oh god. Oh. Holy shit, you got good aim, Kane! I accidentally landed in Kasumi's room. Pain, perplexion, confusion, and irritation dominated my confused mind when I realized my situation was a divine stroke of luck. Even now, I could sense the overwhelming power building up at my feet. My whole body told me that I was basically standing on the equivalent of a pre-eruption caldera. Time was definitely of the essence. I couldn't hesitate, and I had no other choice in the matter. The only thing I could do was to take Kasumi as far away as I could and as fast as I was able. Therefore... Eleanor was seething with rage. No prey had ever escaped her. So having someone take her game right before her eyes dealt a critical blow to her pride.
望み通り貴様を大悟に変えてやる。クズには過ぎた名誉だ。喜ぶがいい。貴様もまた獣に飲まれ、その一部となる栄誉を味わえ。
そんなバビロン。
Kay's voice was already too distant. Upon striking at Ren, Kane grabbed the girl and fled the place.
さようなら、レオ。
Still on the rooftop, Lisa looked at them with a gentle smile on her face.
この後あなたがどうするかは自分で考えてきなさい。いいね、自分で考えるのよ。頭は飾りじゃないんでしょ。
Damn. Lisa couldn't hold back a self-deriding grin after saying something so self-important. In the end, she chose to abandon it all. Her past, the sins, and the atonement. Just how many hundreds, no, thousands of children had she killed? She wanted to resurrect and hold each of them in her embrace. 60 years passed with that desire in her heart. Lisa gave up one of her own children as a sacrifice, using the pain it brought on her as a way to punish herself as she chased after a miracle.
ごめんなさい。許してとは言わない。でも、最初の大前提を覆されるのだけはどうしても嫌だったの。
Having walked a path of disgrace and sin, Lisa wanted to save one life. She vowed to save someone from dying, as opposed to bringing them back to life, and she would protect the radiance of that promise with every fiber of her being. No matter what anyone told her, she would never waver on that point. As meager as it might have seemed, and even if it was just a self-consoling sentiment, it was important to her.
もう一度。さようなら、私の子供たち。
She wondered if Ray would be able to wake up by herself every morning and have proper meals without her around. The girl was quite a failure as a woman, bad at cooking, laundry, and even cleaning. The other one wasn't much better on those fronts either. Perhaps it was in their blood? Lisa considered they might have inherited some strange qualities from her. Unlike her, however, those girls seemed to have had an eye for men, and she wanted them to treasure that. So?
終わりだしね。その薄汚い思想者と蒸発して失せるがいい。アウフィーダーゼンカメラ。この腐れ縁がまだ続くならバルハラで会おう。
And thus, the Grand Artillery fired, covering the hospital and its surroundings in flames. Blazing in a biting crimson red, they became Lisa's hellish funeral. 9 decades of sin came to an end that night as Lisa returned to nothing. I ran with all I had while holding Kasumi in my arms. The raging wall of fire behind me approached so fast I thought it could catch up to me at any moment. My legs were on the verge of giving out. Determination and sheer guts weren't nearly enough. To escape it, the only thing I could do was attain a higher degree, right then and there. And that meant... the thing Sakurai displayed and told me about. The manifestation of a new rule. The genesis of a world where the soul's most earning craving is fulfilled. What was my craving? What kind of rule would allow me to escape my situation? Fuck the time! I didn't have the time for... The next moment, the world around me seemed to undergo a sudden shift. The sound vanished, the air froze, and the encroaching flames stagnated. It was as if everything around me had slowed down. What the...
時間が止まればいい
Marie? Wait, what did you just say?
時を止まれねそうなんでしょ
There we go.
俺は
Right. The very thing I'd kept thinking. The very thing I yearned for. To slow my perception of time and dash faster than anyone else. So... With a loud shout, I spurted into my last sprint. I had no idea how, why, and by what means I was able to do it, but I couldn't even spare a moment to think about it. However, there was no doubt in my mind that I'd been momentarily freed from the yoke of time. I easily escaped the devilish blaze and quickly fled the hospital area. That was Beria. My rule was a stagnant dash with a constant acceleration limited only by my own willpower. Reaching safety caused me to lose my focus and trip. I was running at such a speed that my momentum made me knock down trees and slide for several tens of meters. Damn! To protect Kasumi, I held her tight and kept her head safe as I slid on my back, feeling excruciating pain right until I stopped.
助かったのか
I don't know, are we burning? No, we're not burning. Although my shoes might be gone, though. Yep, those things are on fire now. God damn it, I spent a good amount of my money on those things. As we somehow escaped the effective range of the grand fiery sphere burning a bright crimson, I failed to react to the irregularity that followed.
小賢しい誰が逃すと言った
Oh, fuck! I glanced up at the skies above the thoroughly leveled hospital and saw Rubido standing proudly atop the flaming spear she herself created.
逃さんぞまだ終わっていない
No. I don't wanna. The sphere began to gradually expand. It was an impossible sight, as no explosion that reached its peak could ever grow any larger.
私の方は決して外れん敵を飲み込むまで追い続ける
How about no?
さあ逃げるかそれとも立ち向かうか英雄たる代価として貴様に試練を与えてやる
Didn't I already prove myself by kind of running away from the flames and getting out of them, away from them? Yeah, maybe not. Never mind.
見事乗り越えてみせる小僧私をハイドリヒョウを失望させるな
With an explosive roar, the blazing sphere was about to grow ever larger, but then...
引けザミエルここが潮だ
I'm Akina! A voice and presence akin to steel appeared behind her.
お前の任務とやらは果たしただろうこれ以上は死闘の部類だそれがわからんわけでもあるまいもし聞き分けず引かぬというなら
A pitch black color, heavy, deep, and somber. A quiet voice befitting a person bearing through severe agony, and black, dead, fish-like eyes that didn't seem to reflect a single ray of light. The man emanated not a shred of life or vigor, yet he had a thick aura of destructive dread about him. He chose not to continue his sentence, for he had always been a man of few words. The critical silence between them only lasted for a moment, right until Eleanor sounded a snicker.
了解了解だ心得ているよ英雄殿貴様の獲物を奪う気はないまあ少し熱くなったのは認めるがね性分だ許す
I'm sorry, was that a pun? He was another one of the Gold's Imperial Guard, and a fellow battalion commander of the Obsidian Round Table. A monster no less than equal to Eleanor. He went by the names Nigrido and Machina. With the opening of the fifth, 2 of the Einarjar were now present. What about the third then?
シュライバーは何をしている？貴様、殺してはおるまい。
増年金とのところだろう。ハイドリッヒは第6までを開くつもりでいる。
Shit.
それはそれは。
That is a problem. As the 2 warriors stood in the midst of the hellfire, Rubedo showed a derisive grin, while Nigrido wore a firm lack of expression on his face. Both of them were looking at a certain someone.
見ろよ、マキナ。ネズミがいるぞ。私の浪技に耐える者など奴しかおるまい。さて、どうしてくれようか。
お前の不手際だろ、ザミエル。死刑も構わんが、俺に頼るな。
そう言うなよ。私は生産杯に手を出すことができんの。故に許せん。神聖な誓いを破らせたゲスめが。貴様がご就寝の小僧はあれでなかなか良いぞ。決戦に便宜を図ってやる。手を貸せ。
Why do I have like this sneaking suspicion that something bad is probably about to happen? You know what? It's this goddamn novel. Usually when I think something bad's gonna happen, it always seems to happen. She spoke in a haughty manner and got no verbal response from the Iron Knight. But then, reluctantly,
そんなことより、お前は自分の首を心配しておけ。
he spoke and disappeared alongside the ever-grinning Rubedo.
やれやれ、見られてしまいましたね。
Oh, this might be a bit of a problem. Yes, it is. The person walking out of the fire shocked and left me without words.
藤井さんも見たでしょう。彼はマキナ卿、ゲッツ・フォン・ベルリッヒンゲン。私にとっては、まあ天敵のような方ですね。
あんた。
Why was he here? And how the hell did he survive those fires completely unscathed?
ともかく場所を変えましょう。ああ、ご心配なく。別に危害を加えるつもりはありませんよ。状況が変わりました。今更ですが、一つ同盟を結びたい。あなたの知りたいこと、何でも答えようじゃないですか。
What?
つきましては、まずレオンハルトの後を追いませんか。彼女もやり方次第で引き込める。
This just kind of came out of left field. What the hell was he talking about? The confusion rendered me unable to understand anything, but...
リザが死にました。仇を討ちたいとは思いませんか、藤井さん。
I mean, apparently you broke a sacred oath, so now that the battalion's gonna come after, I'm guessing they're gonna come after you and me now? I couldn't just place that question with the rest of his bullshit. And you end it there? Okay. Chapter 9, Kreuzung End. No, no. I don't want to. I'm saving that save spot because that shit was awesome, but Okay, I was gonna make a note about how my legs are kind of shaking right now. Freaking stop shaking! Wow. That little end there just kind of... This is going to be a painful time where I'm going to have to wait a week to kind of continue... What the hell's going on here? And kind of continue with what Treef is trying to... Is he... I mean, he clearly has his own motivations and all that right now, but I'm just... Huh? I'm just gonna... Have I mentioned how much I love this novel? I'm gonna end it there to kind of let my brain kind of decompress everything that just happened there. And I'm going to just, like I said, I'm just gonna end it there. And I'm going to painfully wait a week before I get to do more of this. So thank you all very much. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go sit at a desk with my head in my hands, just kind of trying to comprehend everything the hell that just happened there. But I will say one thing. Marie standing up to Eleanor. That entire sequence was just... Damn! Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Holy shit, this goddamn novel's amazing! Also dramatic as fuck. Hello there everybody, SkydivingQuagga here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.